Hello and welcome to Flow with Talia. Today's sequence is a full body focus sequence, and we're focused on flexibility and mobility in today's practice. This is perfect for a daily morning routine or an evening stretch. I hope you enjoy this beginner-friendly flow, and I'll see you on the mat. Welcome to today's morning stretch and flow. We'll start in a child's pose today, keeping our knees out wide, arms extended out long, and dropping the forehead down towards the ground. Feel free to take another variation if this one doesn't serve you. We'll just take a few deep breaths here to ground into our practice, letting go of anything that's happened up until this point, and letting go of any thoughts as they arise, maybe taking this time to set an intention for our practice. We'll continue with a few more deep and mindful breaths. And then we'll start to push up into the hands, bringing yourselves up onto our knees here, either staying here kneeling on the heels or coming into any other comfortable seated position. We'll start to extend the right arm out across from us, bending through the left elbow and hooking that forearm over the right, maybe gazing over the right shoulder here for a nice deep stretch into the right shoulder, and maybe bringing that right arm even further across for a bit of a deeper stretch. We'll then start to take it over to the other side, extending the left arm out long, bending through the right arm and hooking the right arm over the left, gazing over the left shoulder and feeling a deep stretch over the top of that left shoulder. We'll then start to let that go, crossing our right arm underneath our left here. Either grab a hold of opposite shoulder or coming into our eagle arm position. Wherever we are, starting to make big circles here in either direction. If your hands are interlaced in your eagle, making sure that they're away from your face to feel a deeper stretch in the back of the shoulders. Taking your time in your circles, making them as big or small as you'd like. And then taking the circles in the opposite direction. We'll start to let that go, and this time crossing the left arm underneath the right. Again, option to hold opposite shoulders or in your eagle arm position. Hands away from the face here as we start to make our big circles in either direction. And then we'll take our circles in the opposite direction here, feeling a nice deep stretch between the shoulder blades. And we'll slowly come back to neutral, start to let that go. And then slowly come onto our tabletop for some cats and cows. Dropping the belly, lifting the gaze and chest as we inhale, exhaling to round through the spine. We'll repeat this a few more times in our own time here, synchronizing the breath with the movement. Really exaggerating these movements here. And then we'll come back to neutral, start to extend long through that right leg and cross it over the left outside of the mat, Gazing over the left shoulder to take a look at your right foot here, feeling a nice deep stretch to the right side of the body, maybe pushing your hips to the right side for a deeper stretch. And then we'll start to take it back and take it to the other side. Left leg extends out long and crosses over the right outside of the mat. Gazing over the right shoulder towards the left foot, feeling a nice deep stretch along the left side of the body this time. Remembering to breathe deeply. And then we'll bring it back to tabletop. As we inhale, bringing the left leg out behind us. Right arm floats up to meet it. Extending long through both limbs as if someone is pulling you by either side. Staying strong through the core for balance and pushing into the left hand. Taking just a few deep breaths here. And then we'll start to bring it down, taking it to the other side. Right leg extends out long. Left arm floats up to meet it and extending through either side. Again, engaging through the core for balance and stability. And then we'll bring those down. Starting to make some circles here through the right hip. So bringing the knee in and then around for your circles. Again, trying to keep the core engaged so that the movement is just coming from that hip. Making these circles as big as you can. And then taking the circles in the opposite direction here. We'll then drop that down and take it to the other side. Bringing the left knee in and then around for some big circles, engaging through the core and pressing firmly into all 10 fingertips. Movement is coming from the hips, so we're strengthening through the glutes and getting a nice stretch and warm up through that left hip. We'll then take our circles in the opposite direction. Bringing the knee down, we'll then start to tuck underneath the toes and push up into our first downward facing dog, pressing through all 10 fingertips, maybe bending through one foot and then the other, starting to pedal out through the feet here, dropping the chest down towards the ground, hips up towards the sky. As we inhale, sweeping our right leg all the way up and exhaling to step it through into our low lunge, maybe shifting that left knee back slightly. Starting to sweep our arms all the way up and drop our hips down low. Right knee is stacked over the right ankle. Just a couple deep breaths here in our low lunge. We'll then place our left hand down, starting to sweep our right arm up and over, bringing it behind us here. Option to stay right here in our twist, in a revolved lunge, or bend through that left foot, grab a hold of the foot. If you're holding onto the foot, making sure you're dropping the hips down low, so you're getting a nice deep stretch to the left quad and hip flexor. Wherever you are, gazing over the right shoulder. And then letting that go, starting to bring the right hand back to frame the right foot, stepping the right knee to meet the left. Exhaling as you come all the way down, inhaling to push up into baby cobra, and exhale, downward facing dog. From here, we'll inhale, sweep the left leg all the way up, and exhale, step it through for our low lunge. Shifting the right knee back a little bit, preparing to lift our arms up as we inhale. And exhaling to bend deeper into our low lunge. Again, making sure that the left knee is aligned above the left ankle. Shoulders are back and down away from the ears. Just a couple of deep breaths here. And we'll start to bring our right hand down, taking the left arm up and over here. Twisting in our low lunge. Again, option to grab a hold of the right foot, bending through the right knee. Wherever you are, gazing over that left shoulder and keeping the hips drop down low. And then starting to let that go, bring the left hand back to frame the left foot, stepping the left knee to meet the right here slowly, and then coming all the way down into the belly here. We'll bring the hands just outside of the mat, tenting onto our fingertips as we inhale, pushing up into a cobra variation, and then exhaling to come down. As we inhale, we'll push back up, rolling forward, head comes last. And exhale, bending through the elbows, coming back down. We'll repeat that just one more time, pushing through all 10 fingertips as we inhale to roll all the way up. And then exhale all the way back down. We'll stack our hands here on top of each other with our elbows out wide, placing the forehead down and just wiggling out through the hips to let go through the lower back. We'll then come up onto our forearms here, bringing our left forearm into a diagonal in front of us as we start to bend through that right leg and start to reach back for our right foot for another quad stretch option here. Option to hook that elbow if that's in our practice. We're just bringing our right foot in as much as we can towards our right glute. Pressing the pelvis down into the earth here to protect your lower spine. We'll start to let that go and take it to the other side. Right hand at a diagonal here in front of us, starting to bend through the left knee. Grab a hold of the left foot here in whichever way is accessible to us, and pulling that foot in just as far as is comfortable, pressing through both hips here. Making sure both hips are on the mat. And then slowly letting that go. We'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders here, start to press back into a child's pose, just to release again through the lower spine. Arms come out long, pressing the hips down heavy, and just taking a few deep breaths. Option to stay here, bring the knees together, bringing your hands out and hooking them onto the ankles as you roll forward onto your forehead, onto the top of your head for a rabbit pose, feeling a deeper stretch through the entire spine. And then rolling all the way back, pushing back up into a kneeling position, and then shifting our hips over so that we're seated with our legs out long. We'll slowly roll all the way onto our backs here. And then bringing the soles of the feet in so that they're facing each other for a reclined butterfly. Hands can rest on the hips or just alongside you here, whatever is most comfortable. Maybe bringing the legs a little bit further if this is too intense, or in a little bit closer. Wherever you are, just taking a few more deep breaths. We'll then start to extend the legs out long, bringing that right knee in towards the chest and making a few circles here with the hips. Taking those circles in the opposite direction. And then extend that right leg back out, bring the left knee in and making those circles with the hips here. Getting a nice little massage into the left hip and making sure you're taking your circles in the opposite direction again. We'll bring both knees in one last time, maybe just rolling side to side here, taking any other last movements or poses before we come into our final resting pose. Extending the arms and legs out long and coming into our Shavasana here. Letting the weight of our body just drop into the mat. And letting go of our practice. Feeling free to pause the video if you know you'd like to stay a little longer in your Shavasana. Otherwise, I'll call you back when it's time. If you're ready to start coming back, wiggling through the fingertips and toes, making small circles with the wrists and ankles in both directions. And then start to bring your arms out behind you, taking a nice deep stretch as if you've just woken up and rolling over onto either side, keeping the eyes closed or with a soft gaze. We'll then push up slowly into a comfortable seated position here, taking a seat at the top of our mat and bringing our hands into prayer, taking a couple last moments to thank ourselves for showing up today on our mat. And taking a humble bow of gratitude for this beautiful practice of yoga and all of the teachers that have come before us.